Hello. This is a timeless channeled message meant to find you whenever this finds you. So the tarot cards we have for this reading are Six of Cups, King of Swords, and the Moon. Okay, so what this is showing me is there's somebody from your past, somebody that you have an emotional connection with, coming back to discuss something with you. But I see that you're really guarded in their approach. So for some of you, this appears to be an ex, but for others, this could be like an estranged parent or some type of estranged friendship. I see that it's somebody that you share good memories with, but for some reason you've had to hold tight boundaries with them, or like you can't easily let them in. The Six of Cups here shows me that beautiful relationship in the past, but I can sense that there's some type of tension or some type of transformation that occurred where it's not as sweet as it once was. The word I want to say is like refined, as in this relationship has matured or aged. And I feel like they're coming back to discuss something with you. But with the King of Swords here, as well as the Moon, there's the sense of guardedness, a sense of I'm not ready to let you in my life just yet. So take this however it resonates. I feel like you already know that this person is coming, or like you've scheduled some kind of discussion with them. If you haven't actively planned anything else, it's like they're in your energy field. Like they're thinking of you, or they're trying to think of how to approach you. And I think on some level of existence, whether you've talked about them for like a meetup or not, like you know that they're in your space or in your energetic field, and you can feel or sense that. You don't need to necessarily act upon it if they haven't directly talked to you about it. But with the King of Swords here, this is showing me that you have a very good reason to be guarded, or a good reason to hold your space, hold your boundaries. With the Moon at the end of this though, it feels like something you don't know about this situation is being revealed. Usually the Moon talks about mysteries, but it also talks about cycles and progression, the evolution of this relationship. I feel like a piece of information is going to be revealed to you in conversation if you choose to have it with this person. It's just that they're asking you to let your guard down enough to just allow this person to speak, but don't let your guard down completely as to letting them control the outcome or overstep their boundaries with you. That is, of course, if you want to let them in at all. I always say with tarot, it's not fatalistic, and I encourage free will above everything else. But the way that these cards are laid out, it's showing me once again that this past person wants to come in and discuss something with you. Again, it looks like they're aware of your boundaries, and I feel like it's 50-50. Like some of the people in this reading, they want to get to a deeper part of you. I feel in another way, the other half of you, or the other half of the people seeing this, it's like the person actually genuinely respects you and is not trying to overstep you. So use your discernment and take it as it resonates. But we'll move on to clarifiers for all of these cards. We'll ask Spirit, can you show us more about the Six of Cups? Why is the Six of Cups here? Okay. Internally, I heard from your inner dialogue, this other person really hurt me. Like, you really showed your heart to them, and it's like they took it for granted. Okay, we're going to get some cards first before I discuss that further. We have the Six of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and Temperance. I'm getting the feeling like this other person passed you by, or like they didn't realize what you had to offer. I get this feeling of being taken for granted, or like this other person didn't respect how much you gave to them. Like, I feel in this situation, you were in the role of a provider and you kept giving a lot of your energy to them. But I will also say that it seems to go two ways, in that maybe both of you entered a dynamic where you constantly gave to them and they just kept expecting you to give, but there was no real formal discussion, which is why things ended quite sour, or which is why there seems to be this guard up around you specifically. With the Six of Wands, I'm getting the impression that this other person is the person on the wands, and that you are like the supporting character, everyone else around this person. Like, you gave a lot to support them and they found success with your help. But I don't know, I just get this sense of entitlement, like they just expected you to always be there or always support them, but they didn't give anything back to you. Again, take this part as it resonates though. It feels like they didn't give to you because you didn't ask for anything specific from them, or like there was no clearly defined expectation to this other person on what they were supposed to give you. So in the Ten of Pentacles, I think things ended out like quite well for both of you. I don't think it's like an extreme type of betrayal or even an extreme type of heartache, but I just feel like you are in a position of like greatly helping this other person, and they just didn't really see you, or they just kind of accepted the help without realizing that the word I want to use is like social currency. Not that you do something and expect them to do something back for you like immediately, like transactionally. It's more like you were there for them when they needed help, but all of a sudden when you need help, or when you need something or you want help, like you want them there as a friend, it's like they can't oblige, or they just blow you off, and it rubs you the wrong way. With the Temperance here though, I feel like usually it talks about balancing things out, but in this instance leading up to this, I feel like there was a lack of communication, a lack of discussion, a lack of distinct boundaries or distinct roles, especially if this is meant to be some type of committed partnership. I mentioned X before, but again, that's not true for everyone. This does feel like some type of familial relationship or love that's not necessarily romantic. So like some type of platonic friendship, maybe some type of like siblingry, sisterhood, brotherhood, that kind of energy. So I'm gonna pull some clarifiers for the next card. Spirit, can you show me why King of Swords is here? Why did the King of Swords show up? Oh. Okay. I believe 4 or 5 cards fell out. I'll take all of them. But as they fell out, I was looking at the King of Swords, and I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but in his crown there's like a little angel, and I feel like that's what this temperance is. I think something about them coming to you, trying to discuss or talk it out, there's a benefit to this, but once again, we'll pull out all these cards to see what the clarifiers are. So for King of Swords, we have Knight of Swords, the Fool, and the Star, Two of Pentacles, and Page of Wands. Yeah, the Fool is indicating to me that some type of new information is going to be revealed to you, or something about the situation where you felt hurt or felt... I feel like right now you're in the position of the Knight of Swords. It feels very combative, or like you're ready to stand your ground. But on the other side of that Fool, we got the Star, and this person is pouring out. If I'm honest with you, it looks like this other person wants to clarify something that wasn't known, at the very least from their point of view or from their part. Something about them did not know about this situation, or did not know how much it genuinely affected you. And it's up to you to discern or decide whether you're going to let them back in, or whether this conversation will happen or not. I see that with the Two of Pentacles, there is that hesitancy to let them in. And again, it's up to you. Decide if you want to let them in or not. But I see with the Page of Wands here beside it, this to me talks about a person who is hopeful, someone who's looking forward to the future. I guess human to human, regarding whatever this relationship is, ask yourself if it's worth it to just have the conversation or not. I don't think that you necessarily lose anything from just having a normal discussion. Again, use your discernment, because if for some reason, let's say you think that this is about a toxic ex, I genuinely do not think that you should talk to them. Although I will say, like, I'll say this right now, if this is supposed to be, if you think that this is about a toxic ex, it's definitely not about them. This is about some other kind of person. I don't see a toxic relationship here, or at the very least, it's just a relationship that wasn't working smoothly. And I feel like something is being worked out, or the kinks are being smoothed. I don't see some type of like deep-rooted or deep-seated betrayal. It's like a misunderstanding, or just being unsure about something from their end, but maybe also your end too. I feel genuine good intent from this other person, but maybe this is something that has to be worked on. This has to be something that is worked upon slowly. So we'll get some clarifiers for that last card. Spirit, can you tell me why the Moon is here? What? Hey, so in my head, I heard the lobsters coming out to play. And the image of the lobster in this card is the thing that's standing out to me. Specifically, lobster / scorpion. So maybe a Scorpio is involved here. Maybe this could be you or them. But either way, you know, I'll tell you a little bit more about the Scorpio, or why, or what the image of the lobster could mean here. Lobster is like an armored creature, so consider that it has a really hard exterior but then a soft inside. But even though this is technically not a scorpion, it sort of mirrors scorpion energy in a way. Scorpions are known, and Scorpios, they're known to push all their energy back within them, and they store it in their tail. And eventually, when it reaches a tipping point, the scorpion stings. Generally speaking, that's a very simplified analogy of what Scorpio's energy could be. Very potent, very powerful, very pointed, usually after holding onto something for a while. Okay, so to clarify the moon, we have Ace of Swords, Strength, and Eight of Swords. Wow, okay. Ace of Swords, this is some type of truth that's being revealed. I think that there's a piece of information, again, something that you didn't know about them, and maybe even as well that they didn't know about you, that's being revealed. I keep getting this, like, the image of the stinger on the scorpion now, where it's like, maybe it's the way that you understand that you are in relationships or the way that you handle relationships. Something about this is being revealed or it's being like honored. With the Strength here, I do see some type of reconciliation between them and you, but then also you within yourself. Maybe, okay, I see you discussing with another part of yourself your true nature, but then also them discussing with their inner selves their true nature. It's like both of you are looking at your base or lower forms. I want to say like personal demon, if you believe in something like this. It's like both of you are understanding how your shadows are and how they play with each other. With the Eight of Swords here, there is that implication of mystery or just things being stuck. But here's the interesting part. It's up to one of you to open up and to speak about it. I get the sense that they will talk, or they will be the one to open up and talk to you about it. But understand that, like, it's like it needs to be met both ways. Maybe you're not the one to engage this conversation, but in some way, I feel like the universe will provide opportunities for you both to speak up. Like, you might run into the same place. Maybe because both of you know each other through frequenting the same location. Maybe both of you work in the same type of field. It's just that there's something like an elephant in the room needs to be addressed. And somehow when it's discussed, whether they bring it up to you or you bring it up to them, something is honored or gets resolved. I think one of the key points here is to approach it from a mind space, still honoring the feelings though, still honoring how both of you are and both of your natures. Approaching it from, I want to say like a purely analytical point of view can help this situation because it reveals to yourself and it reveals to them how both of your minds works because you maybe both came to different conclusions based on how you are. All right, so that's everything I'm seeing for this reading. If this has resonated with you, please leave me a like and a comment. I would love to hear more about it. And if you're interested in supporting me, I have a Ko-fi account now. There you can give me a tip or book me for a personal reading. So, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.